Okay, so let me record the meeting. So again, today I'm going to discuss sets. So let us consider the following situation. One day, Mr. and Mrs. Mehta went to the market. Mr. Mehta purchased the following objects or items: a toy, 1 kilogram sweets, and a magazine. Whereas Mrs. Mehta purchased the following objects or items: lady fingers, potatoes, and tomatoes. So what have you noticed with the situation? What can you say about the given scenario? One D. Anyone? Yes, Queenie.
Good evening po, ma'am. Malinaw po yung boses ko.
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. Si Mr. and Mrs. Mehta po, bumili po sila ng magkaibang set ng product. Yung kay Mr. Mehta po, bumili po siya ng ng toy, then sweets and magazine. While si Mrs. Mehta po, yung set po ng product na binili niya is more on vegetables po.
All right. So the
And
situation
tomatoes.
tackled about, or we have here, set of objects or items, okay, that they purchased. Mr. and Mrs. Mehta purchased different items. Okay. So with that, in both the examples, objects in each collection are well defined. Like for example, for Mr. Mehta, he purchased a toy, 1 kilogram sweets, and a magazine. And for Mrs. Mehta, she purchased ladyfingers, potatoes, and tomatoes. Okay, those objects or items are well defined. When we say well defined, class, it means it's precise. Okay, it means distinct. Okay, when we say distinct, it's unique. Walang nauulit. Okay, it's distinct. The items are clearly stated, whatever they purchase, right? That's how well-defined means. And then, what can you say about the collection of students who speak the truth? Is it well-defined? What do you think? In your class, what can you say about honesty or being truthful? Is it well-defined? Can we say that all of you are honest? What? If we are talking about truth or honesty, okay, state of, is being truth, okay, shows well-defined? Can we say that all of you are truthful or all of you are honest? Sasabi, it should be precise. Yes, Cervantes.
For me po, hindi.
Why?
Kasi po, parang sa iba, may truth sila na hindi talaga truth. Parang sinasabi lang nila na truth kahit hindi truth.
Right. So being, or when we are talking about truthful or honesty, we cannot measure it. Okay. We cannot, I'm not saying that you are, your class, I'm talking about the whole class, are not honest. It's just that it's hard to measure. I mean, I'm not sure, ang tawag dito, parang, we have different factors that we need to consider if you are really honest. Something like that. So, ibig sabihin, if there are factors, it means it's not well defined. Okay? Perhaps not. Maybe in some situation, yes, but not all the times. Kasi even, we are not perfect, right? Minsan meron tayong white lies na ginagawa or sinasabi. Okay, so it's not well stated. And then, so when we define set class, it's a collection of well-defined objects. Make sure it's precise, it's clearly stated kung saan ba tong collection na yun. Okay? Collection of objects, or maybe not just an object. Pwede din, we're talking about persons, group of students, something like that. Make sure a set is a collection of well-defined objects. When you list the elements, it's well-defined, okay, objects. For a collection to be a set, it is necessary that it should be well-defined. We will not just say in a broad, okay, or in a general way. It should be specific when we are talking about set, because it should be distinct. Okay, it should be clearly stated. It should be precise. Bago natin masabi na it's a set. Okay? And the word well-defined class was used by the German mathematician George Cantor to define a set. He is known as father of set theory. Nowadays, set theory has become basic to most of the concepts in mathematics. Okay, so ang gumamit ng well-defined class ay si George Cantor. He is known as father of set theory. In our everyday life, we come across different types of relations between the objects. Okay? The concept of relation has been developed in mathematical form. And the word function was introduced by Leibniz in 1694. Function is a special type of relation. Yes, Queenie?
Ma'am, sorry to interrupt po. Ano po kasi ma'am, medyo nasasapawan po yung boses niyo siguro po dahil po masyadong malapit yung mic.
Malapit. Malayo talaga yan, Queenie. Kala nyo lang malapit.
Ano
Ayan.
po kasi ma'am, yung air po. Okay po.
Hello. Hello, that's Mike. Is it clear now? O lalayo ko pa din? Yan. Is it clear?
Yes po, okay na po.
Okay, next. So the word function was introduced by Leibniz in 1694. This is also for Leibniz. Depende kung saang lugar, pero pwedeng walang ni Leibniz or Leibniz. In 1694, function is a special type of relation. Each function is a relation, but each relation is not a function. So why do you think so? When we say function, when we say relation class, relation is just a set of ordered pairs. Okay, you have the domain and you have the range. It's just a set, okay, of ordered pairs. When we say relation, it's just a set. If you have set of ordered pairs like, for example, 1, 2, 2, 3. It's a set of ordered pairs. 3, 3. Okay? Relation is just a set of ordered pairs. Kung meron kang set, okay, na naka-ordered pairs, it's a relation. But it says there, each function is a relation. So all relations are function, but not all relations are function. Ibig sabihin, there is a restriction with the definition of function. Okay? Given a set of ordered pairs, sabi niya, lahat daw ng function ay relation. Okay? So this is also a relation. I mean, this is also a function class and also a relation because it's a relation because it's a set of ordered pairs. This is also a function. This one, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3. Why? Kasi sa function class, wala dapat na maulit na x. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3. Okay, dapat walang mauulit sa domain. Okay, so sabi, each function is a relation, but each relation is not a function. Given this, another example, we have 2, 1. So we have 2, 1. So given this set of ordered pairs, we have 2, 1, 1, 3, and another, we have 3. This is a relation, but not a function. Okay? Kasi ang relation, basta meron kang set of ordered pairs. Ang function, bawal na may maulit sa x values. At dito naulit ang 2. Yes, it's a relation, but not a function. So yun ang ibig sabihin ng each function is a relation. Kasi pagdating sa function class, there is a restriction na kailangan it's not just a set of ordered pairs, but you only use the x once. Okay? But for relation, okay lang kung may maulit sa x values. Relation yon. Kasi it's just a set of ordered pairs. Okay, are we clear sa difference ng relation and function class?
Yes po.
Okay, next. Given this table, so we have some standard notations. Before defining different terms of this lesson, let us consider the following examples. On the left side, we have collection of tall students in your school. Next, collection of honest persons in your colony. Next, collection of interesting books in your school library. 4, collection of intelligent students in your school. On the right side, or for the second column, we have collection of those students of your school whose height is more than 180 centimeters. Next, collection of those people in your colony who have never been found involved in any theft case. Next, collection of mathematics books in your school library. And the last one, collection of those students in your school who have secured more than 80% marks in annual examination. So what have you noticed with the collection on the left side? We have here tall, or we are talking about tallness. We're talking about honesty or honest persons. We're talking about interesting books. We're talking about intelligent students. What can you say about those collection? You compare the two. Yes, Geraldine Karataw.
Dun po sa pangalawang pangalawang set po, parang po siya, parang mas may sineset po siya na limitation or parang sineset po na tawag dito po, yung parang yung idea niya po para makuha po yung kunyari po tall ng students tapos honest ng
Alright.
person.
It's well defined, right? I think that's your point. On the right side, class, okay, are well defined collection of objects wherein it's well defined. It's hard to say who are the tall students. We have different parang perspective. Ano sa'yo ang matangkad, right? On the compared dito sa right side, mako-consider natin na matangkad siya kung ang height niya is from 180 and above. Okay? So, it's hard to measure yung tallness. Kasi nga, meron tayong different way of saying kung matangkad ba ang isang tao or hindi. What if you give restriction or you are precise to measure tallness? So here, this is well defined. The second one, we're talking about honest person. Parang kanina to, yung example natin. Okay? So instead of just saying collection of honest persons in your colony, you have to be specific with that. So how are we going to say if a person is honest? Of course, if they have never been found involved in any theft case. So, meron kang basihan para masabi kung honest pa siya or hindi. Kung wala siyang record, okay, masasabi natin, we'll consider that as honest person. Okay? Same with the third one. Here, we're talking about collection of interesting books. Depende din yan sa tao. Paano masasabi na yung book na yon ay interesting? Depende pa rin. Paano kung siya ay more sa literature, kaya more siya sa non-fictional, something like that. Kaya yung taong babasa na yon ay more into mathematics or science. Yun yung dun siya mas interesado eh. Okay, did you get my point? Here, it's more, we're talking about only mathematics book. Okay, it's well defined. We are asking, or the set is all about mathematics books. It's more of specific. Okay, and the last one, intelligent student. So parang hirap naman sabihin mo na matalino ka, diba? So self-proclaim yon. But if you're going to limit it or to measure kung ikaw ba ay considered as one of honor student, so maybe one of the factor na pwede nating pagbasihan ay yung score sa exam. Okay? If you have more than 80% mark. Okay? So yun yan. In all collections written on left hand side of the vertical line, the term tallness, interesting, honesty, intelligence are not well defined. In fact, these notions vary from individual to individual. Hence, those collections cannot be considered as sets. So when we say set, it's a collection of objects wherein it should be well defined. Hindi lang siya collection. Okay, it should be well defined. While in all collections written on right-hand side of the vertical line, height more than 180 centimeters, mathematics books never been found involved in theft case marks more than 80% are well-defined properties. So therefore, this collection can be considered as sets. If a collection is a set, then each object of this collection is said to be an element of this set. Okay, the collection of objects, okay, those objects are called elements of the given set. A set is usually denoted by capital letters of English alphabet, and its elements are denoted by small letters. So if we are naming a set, we use capital letter, any English alphabet, okay? And for the elements, we use lowercase. For example, we have set A, which the elements of set A, we have toy elephant, packet of sweets, magazines. Okay, so we denote set by uppercase letter using any English alphabet, and for the elements by lowercase letter. Okay, and then, so we have some standard notations to represent sets. Okay, these are for real numbers class, where n is the set of natural numbers. What are the natural numbers? Natural numbers class are also called counting numbers. Okay, so here we have counting numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Okay, so we also have infinite set. If we have ellipsis, it means it's continuous. We have infinite numbers, therefore we have infinite set of natural numbers. So again, we denote natural numbers using letter N. Okay, natural numbers or counting numbers. Whole numbers, we denote it using W. W class, you start from 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. Okay, so it means 0 plus natural numbers. That is whole numbers, set of whole numbers. Okay, next, this is the integer, set of integers. Z lang talaga ang ginagamit dyan, karaniwan. Mostly we use letter Z for set of integers. When we say integers, those are negative numbers and positive numbers, including 0. So it's like bawa, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, and so on. Okay, negative numbers, again, this is infinite set. Negative numbers, and positive numbers, including 0. So it's like negative numbers plus whole numbers. Okay, so we have this natural number. Natural number is a subset of whole. When you say subset, it's part. Kasi ang wala lang sa natural ay ang 0, di ba? So natural number is a subset. It means it's a part. Okay? Part siya ng whole. Ang wala lang ay ang 0. Yun siya, oh. 0 and counting numbers. Next, integers. We have 0 and positive numbers. Positive numbers, yun yung mga natural numbers, plus negative. So that is integers. Set of integers, again, are numbers including negative, positive, including 0. Okay, next. So we have here, Z plus means set of positive integers. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, for yung mga nasa number line. And negative integers, Z negative means the set of negative integers. Sabihan yung mga negative numbers, yung nasa left side ng number line. And Q are set of rational number. Rational number class can be written in this form, P over Q where Q should not be equal to 0. Lahat ng number na pwedeng isulat sa gantong form. Okay? And all of them, natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, can be written in this form. Like, for example, 2 over 1. That is equal to 2. 2 is a natural number, a whole number, an integer, and also a rational number. So it means that a number can be in different set. Hindi lang siya in one. Okay? Again, 2 is a natural number, whole, integer, and also a rational number. Even negative numbers, we can also write in this form. For example, negative 5, that is also equal to 25 over negative 5. Right? We can write in this form, yung negative 5. Negative 5 is an integer and also a rational number. And what are the rational numbers? All perfect square, like 1, 4, 9. Those are perfect square, right? And then perfect cubes, mga yan. When we are dealing with numbers for decimal class, terminating and repeating decimal can be written in this form. Terminating, ibig sabihin exact. Like for example, 1/2 is a terminating because, 0.5 is terminating because 0.5 that is equal to 1/2. We can also write in this form. So therefore, terminating decimal is also a rational number. 1/2, 1/8, okay, 0.75, something like that. So all perfect square, all perfect cubes, and then terminating, repeating decimal, like 1/3, which is approximately 0.333, right? It's repeating. Okay, it's a rational number. Okay, so we cannot please. Again, all of them, natural, whole, integers, are also a subset of rational number. Kasi lahat sila pwede mong isulat sa ganitong form. Basta dapat si Q should not be equal to 0. So, sa labas ng integer class ay ang rational. Okay? So, irrational number, wala kasi dito. So, Q is for rational number. Q prime are irrational. Hindi kasi nilagay set of irrational numbers. Ang irrational numbers, kabaliktaran ni rational. Sabihin, lahat ng numbers na hindi kayang isulat sa gantong form. Ano yung mga yon? Square root of 2. Kasi square root of 2 is not a perfect square. Right? Kinukuha lang natin approximate value. Right? Square root of 2, approximately, it's 1.414. This is non-terminating. Kasi continuous yan eh. Nag-round up lang ako into 3 decimal point. Kung ang rational ay terminating, sa irrational, non-terminating, dito sa rational, repeating decimals, sa irrational, non-terminating. So, ibig sabihin, wala silang common elements. Kasi opposite nga sila eh. So, nasa labas ang irrational. Okay? So, yan siya. At lahat sila class ay belong sa real numbers. Set of real numbers. That is the universal set. Lahat sila Either it's rational or irrational. Part sila ng real number. So another example of irrational, ang pi. Pi, we have approximate value for pi, which is 3.415, something like that. So ibig sabihin, that's non-terminating. It's irrational. Okay? At lahat to class ay under ng set of real numbers. Okay? Other frequently used symbols are, this symbol means belongs to or an element of. Okay? Pag merong dash line, does not belong to or not an element of. Okay? And the inverted E, there exists. Kung may line din, dash line, does not exist. Okay? Next. How do we represent a set? So there are two methods to represent a set. Number one, using roster method, or this is in tabular form. For roster method, you're going to list all the elements of a given set. So in this method, a set is represented by listing all its elements, separating this by commas, and enclosing this in curly bracket. If set B be the set of vowels of English alphabet, it can be written in roster form as, so we have set B, and what are those vowels? We have A, E, I, O, U. So we write the name of the set using uppercase letter and then lowercase letter for the elements, and we use commas and then open and close bracket or curly bracket. So that's how we use roster method. Given this, you describe it. If B is the set of vowels of English alphabet, it can be written in roster form. So you name your set as B, and what are the elements? Vowels of English alphabet. You list those, these are the elements. Next, if set A be the set of natural numbers less than 7, again class, natural numbers are counting numbers. There's a restriction, less than 7. So it means it's finite. Kasi yung ililist mo lang lahat ng natural numbers na mababa sa 7. And these are those elements, 1 to 6. Okay, set A, we have the elements 1 to 6. So sabi, natural numbers. Note, to write a set in roster form, elements are not to be repeated. Elements are not to be repeated. Illustrative example, all elements are taken as distinct. For example, if A be the set of letters used in the word mathematics, then we have for set A be the letters in the word mathematics. Naulit ang M, ang A. So you just need to write it once. Okay, so we have M. We're going to write it once. For A, twice din siya, pero we're going to write it once. B, twice din. So, isang beses nyo lang siya isusulat. It should be distinct. Okay? You just need to write the letters in the word mathematics. And we have this. These are the elements. M, A, T, H, E, I, C, S. Okay, next. Other way of writing a set using set builder form. Okay. In set builder form class, in this form, elements of the set are not listed, but these are represented by some common property. For set builder form class, you're going to describe the elements of the given set. Instead of listing, you're going to describe it. Kaya ang tawag din dito ay in descriptive form for set builder. Like for example, let B be the set of vowels of English alphabet. then B can be written in the set builder form as, so you need to describe this. Set B is equal to, so we read this class, X such that X is a vowel of English alphabet. You will just need to describe, okay, the elements of the given set. We're talking about for set B, set of vowels of English alphabet. Another, let A be the set of natural numbers less than 7. Okay, so the name of the set is A. Set A be equal to X such that X is an element. This is a symbol for element or belongs to. X such that X is an element of natural numbers and X is between 1 and 7. Kasi class, ang sabi dito, set of natural numbers less than 7. Ibig sabihin, pag sinabing less than 7, kasama ba si 7? Di ba hindi? Kasi pag sinama mo si 7, that is equal to 7. Pag sinabing less than 7, mas mababa kay 7. Ibig sabihin, hindi kasama si 7. Kaya, you use the symbol, wala siyang line sa baba. Pag may line sa baba, ibig sabihin kasama. Okay? Ang ibig sabihin nito class sa math, X is between 1 and 7, kasama si 1, pero hindi kasama si 7. Okay? So, let A be the set of natural numbers less than 1. Ang sabi natin dyan kanina, ang laman niyan, 1 to 6. So, ibig sabihin, kasama si 1, hindi kasama si 7, kasi hanggang 6 lang. Kaya walang line dito. Okay? So, symbol, anong symbol nga ulit dito sa English? Colon. Read as such that. Okay? So, write the following in set builder form. So, who wants to try? Set A is -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. So, this is finite set. Who wants to try for set A? You're going to describe it. Wants to try? Wants to try, class? So if we are going to write this, by the way, set builder is also called rule method, roster listing method. What have you noticed with the numbers inside? I mean the elements. Yes, Eric Napoles. Eric, kindly turn on your microphone first.
Yung ano po, yung letter A po. A is
Equal to
X such that A is equals to elements of X such that X are elements of integers and
okay.
Elements are
And
greater than or equal and elements are greater than or equal to -3 and less than or equal +3.
very good. So as you've noticed, these are integers. But there is a restriction for the integers until from -3 up to 3 only. Kasi class, ang set of integers, it's an infinite set eh. Napakadami. Pero it's a finite only. So it means you need to put restriction. Okay? The value of x is between -3. There is a line below. Kasi kasama eh. Kasama si -3 hanggang kay 3. Okay? Set A is equal to x such that x is an element of integers. For set of integers class, we use letter Z. That's how we denote it. And the value of x is between -3 and 3. Okay, very good. Next, how about for set B? How about the others? Sige, Queenie ulit.
Okay. Malinaw po, ma'am. Okay po. Set B is equals to elements of X such that X or elements of natural numbers where 3 is less than or equal to X, but X is less than 12.
What is your set? Set of what?
Natural numbers. Natural numbers po.
And why there is 6 there? 9 and 12. How about 4? 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
Need
Okay,
to
sorry.
put rule in this one. X should be equal to what? What is the rule that we need to use to have 3, 6, 9, 12?
Ma'am, isa pa po.
Alright, sige.
Set B is the element of X such that X or elements belongs to real numbers where 3 is less than or equal to X and X is less than 12.
Real numbers. So for real numbers, masyadong madami. Meaning there is negative number, there are rational, irrational. So what have you noticed with the number? There are multiples of 3, right? And they have common difference. Right? Which is the common difference is 3. There are multiples of 3 also. Okay, so we can use 3n because if your n is, then you limit that your n is an element of natural number. N is an element of natural numbers. Where n, this is finite kaya we need to be specific. The value of n is less than or equal to 4. Anong ibig sabihin ng less than or equal to 4? Kasama si 4, di ba? We have line below. So, ibig sabihin, from 1 up to 4. When we say natural number, it's a counting number. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. Dahil infinite ang natural numbers, we need to limit ano lang yung mga values ni n. Kasi meron lang na 4 So the value of n class is less than or equal to 4. Because if n is 1, when you follow this rule, 3 times 1, it's 3. 3 times 2, it's 6. 3 times 3, it's 9. Okay? Our n class are natural numbers. 3 times 4, it's 12. Until 4 only. When we say less than or equal to 4, kasama si 4. Pero kanina we have less than 7, hindi kasama si 7 kasi walang less than or equal to. Walang line sa baba. Pag walang line sa baba, ibig sabihin hindi kasama tong value. Okay? So again, for set B, we have x such that x is equal to 3n and the value of n is an element of natural numbers wherein the value of n is less than or equal to 4. Kailangan we need to be specific when we do set builder form or rule method. Kasi pag sinabi nating real numbers, napakadaming real numbers. So pwedeng ang value ni n mo doon negative. Pwede din ang terminating, non-terminating. So, hindi na lalabas ang 3, 6, 9, 12. Kaya kailangan lang natin gamitin ang natural numbers. So, sa natural numbers, ililimit lang natin from 1 to 4 only to have this 3, 6, 9, 12. Clear? Are we clear with that? Medyo mahirap kapag given ang, naka-list, naka-roster method, gagawing set builder. Pero mas madali kung naka-set builder na siya, gagawin lang list. Tama ba ako? Okay, so let's try another example. Kasi alam ko medyo nalilito pa yung iba. Okay, write the following in roster form. At this time, we're going to write in roster form. Roster form or listing method. Letter A, we have set C equals X such that X is an element of natural numbers and the value of X class is between 50 and 60. Okay, who wants to try? What are the elements? Set C is equal to X such that X is an element of natural numbers and the value of X is between 50 and 60. Using roster. So it means that we're going to list the elements. Who wants to try? Raise your hand if you want to answer. So the elements are natural numbers, but those natural numbers are between 50 and 60 only. Ano yung mga nasa pagitan nun? Kasama ba si 50 at saka si 60? Who wants to try? What are the elements of set C? How about the others? Yes, Eunice, Alidio.
Try ko lang po, ma'am.
Yes.
51, 52, 53, 54, 55, hanggang 59 po.
Is 50 not included?
Not included po. Kasi between daw po eh.
There is a line here below.
50 hanggang 60 po pala.
Very good. So we have 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. We'll just have natural numbers class. 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. Kasama class si 50 at 60. Sa pagitan nila, ang ibig sabihin kasi class nito, X is greater than or equal to 50 and X is less than or equal to 60. Ibig sabihin, kasama si 50 at si 60. Okay? Again, ang ibig sabihin nito, X is greater than, magiging greater than. X is greater than or equal to 50. So, ibig sabihin, kasama si 50, pataas. And X is less than or equal to 60. Ibig sabihin, kasama si 60, pababa. So, ito yung mga yun. Okay? Next. How about...
Ma'am.
Yes, Queenie.
Ma'am, question lang po. Kung halimbawa po dito sa set C po, di ba po from 50 to 60 po siya?
Yes.
Pwede po kaya kaming gumamit po ng ellipsis sa gitna po. Halimbawa po 50, 51, 52, then gamit po kami ng ellipsis, then 60 po. Ganun. Pwede po kaya yun?
You need to list kasi baka mamaya may iba kayong masulat. We're just talking about natural numbers. You list na lang ha. Konti lang naman yun.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you po, ma'am.
Right. X such that X is an element of real numbers and we have this equation and X squared minus 5X plus 6 equals 0. Okay. Set T is equal to X such that X is an element of real numbers and X squared minus 5X plus 6 equals 0. So when we say real numbers, your answer can be natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, rational, irrational. Okay? Lahat sila belong sa real number. Pwede ka rin magkaroon dyan ng sa rational, mga non-terminating, repeating decimals, okay? Or perfect, square, perfect cubes, rational. Pwede din ng irrational. can be yung mga not perfect square, not perfect cubes. Okay? Ano pa? Non-terminating, non-repeating, decimals, or irrational. So, they are also part of real numbers. So, who wants to try this? What are the elements of set D? Yes. Raise your hand if you want to answer. How are we going to solve this? This equation class is a quadratic equation because the highest degree is 2. So in solving quadratic equation in one variable, we have different methods that we can use using factoring, completing the squares, quadratic formula. Okay, so can you find, before you list the elements, you need to solve for this equation first. X squared minus 5x plus 6 equals 0. Okay, so like I've said, we have different methods, okay, that we can use to solve this quadratic equation. Okay, so we can use factoring. For factoring class, since ang coefficient naman ni x squared 1 lang, so you will think of a number that when you multiply it, you think of two numbers, when you multiply it, the answer is 6. When you add it, the answer is negative 5. When you add the numbers, the answer is negative 5. So what are those numbers? Yes. How about the others? Si Queenie lang ba ang estudyante ko dito? Si Eric? Si Eunice? How about the others? Cervantes? Again, you will think of two numbers that when you multiply them, the answer is 6. So this is trial and error. When you add them, the answer is negative 5. Yes. Hindi yung nagtataas. Eunice again. O sige, Eunice.
2 and 3 po.
And 3. When you multiply them, the answer is 6. When you add them, is it equal to negative 5? Yes, Maratoni. Yes.
Negative 1 and positive 6 po.
Yes po, when we multiply them, the answer is 6. When we add them, 2 plus 3, is it equal to negative 5? Yes, Tinglasan.
Ma'am, ano lang po, try.
Yes po.
Ano po, 2 and negative 3.
When we multiply them, the answer is negative 6. It's not positive 6. So what is the correct factors? Yes, Silver Ann. Silver Ann? Colina?
Negative 3 and negative 2 po.
Very good. Because when we multiply two numbers, two negative numbers, the answer is positive. 2 times 3, 6. It's positive 6. When we add them, negative 2 plus negative 3, it's negative 5. So we have the factors x minus 2 multiplied by x minus 3 equals 0. When you do FOIL method class, first, outer, inner, last. When you multiply first to first, outer. First to outer, and then inner, then first to outer again. That's FOIL method. When you multiply your factors, ito siya, when you expand it, x squared minus 5x plus 6. Okay? So, for you to check if your factors are correct, you do FOIL method. So, tama naman yan. Kasi x times x, x squared. X times negative 3x, it's negative 3x. Inner, negative 2 times x, it's negative 2x. Last, negative 2 times negative 3, positive 6 equals 0. When we add this to, it's negative 5x. So, ibig sabihin, tama ang factors natin. Not yet. We need to solve for the value of x. So again, for x squared minus 5x plus 6 equals 0, we have the factor x minus 2 multiplied by x minus 3 equals 0. Okay, we equate our factor by 2. So we'll have x minus 2 equals 0, x minus 3 equals 0. We solve for x. X minus 2 equals 0, so we'll have x equals 2. Transpose negative 2 on the right side. So it becomes positive. X minus 3 equals 0, so we'll have x equals 3. So this is the solution set 2 and 3. So therefore, that's our answer here, 2 and 3. Those are the elements of set T. X such that x is an element of real numbers and x squared minus 5x plus 6 equals 0. Okay, so this is the answer. Any question?
Ma'am,
Yes.
medyo naguguluhan po ako.
Saan?
Ma'am, dyan na po dun sa paglilipat po niyan.
Dito sa x squared minus 5x plus 6.
Ma'am, hindi po. Dun po sa part na, di ba po, roster form po, tapos ililipat po siya dun sa x such that x po.
So ang sinasabi mo yung kanina, yung
Opo,
listing
ma'am.
roster to this one.
Opo.
You need to, sa ano kasi class, balikan natin yun dun sa PowerPoint. Sa set builder kasi class, we need to be specific. Kasi ang set of numbers are infinite. Ibig sabihin, napakadami. Kaya nga, kailangan nating i-limit, depende. Kasi 'di ba, a set is a well-defined. So, we have, halimbawa, set of natural numbers. Ang set of natural numbers are infinite. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. Hindi natin malilis ang lahat. For set builder, kailangan natin maging specific. Like, for example, set of vowels of English alphabet. Ito naman kasi konti lang eh. We only have 26. But for us to write that in set builder, set P is equal to x such that x is a vowel of English alphabet. Sa second one kasi class, yung set A natin, ang listing niyan ay A equals 1 to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are natural numbers, right? Okay, natural numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on and so forth. Kailangan mong i-limit kasi nga, ang natural numbers are continuous. It's infinite. Kaya meron ditong restriction na ang set mo, ang laman lang niya, natural numbers less than 7. Okay, so therefore, when you write this in set builder form, set A is x such that x is an element of natural numbers and you need to limit this. Kasi pag ito lang ang nilagay nyo, napakadaming sagot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Eh may restriction. Dapat daw less than 7 lang. Kaya kailangan yung idagdag to. X is between 1 to 7. Dito may line. Ang ibig sabihin kasi nito class, x is greater than or equal to 1. Ibig sabihin kasama si 1, 1 pataas. Pero the value of x less than 7 lang. Ibig sabihin hindi kasama si 7. Kaya walang line sa baba. Pero pag ang nakalagay dito, less than or equal to 7, may line dito. Clear?
Apo, ma'am. Thank you po.
Okay, so let's continue. Class, wait lang. Okay, so let's continue. So that's how we represent a given set using Wooster method, or wherein that is listing method. You list the elements of a given set. And next is set builder form or rule method, wherein you're going to describe your elements of the given set. Kindly turn off your microphone, Silver Ann. Okay. So wait. Now let's continue. So we're done with this. Next. So yung sagot class ay nasa PowerPoint din. Next, classification of sets. So we have finite and infinite sets. From the word itself, finite means countable. It means that you can list all the elements. You have the last element. Okay. So infinite means it's continuous. We have ellipses. Like for example, let's set A and B be two sets where set A is equal to x such that x is a natural number. I told you that set of natural number class are infinite because we have infinite numbers. But magiging finite siya kung i-delimit nyo kung hanggang saan lang. Halimbawa, such that x is a natural number and x is between 1 to 10. Kasama si 1, kasama si 10. So, ibig sabihin, ang laman ng elements from 1 up to 10 only. Na-list natin lahat ng elements. Pero kasi si set A, sabi lang niya, set is a natural number. Napakadaming natural number class. So, this is infinite. Okay? Set B, x such that x is a student of your school. If we know the students, halimbawa sa CVSU silang, alam natin, so ibig sabihin, kaya nating i-list. Okay? Kung sino man ang mga enrolled, halimbawa, this academic year. So here, set A is infinite and set B is finite set. Is an example of finite. Okay? A set is said to be finite, A set is said to be finite if its element can be counted. Okay, so finite means countable. And it's said to be infinite if it's not possible to count up to its last element. Okay, that's infinite. Okay, we cannot list all the elements, the last elements. That's infinite. Okay, so that's how we classify a set. Next is, what do we mean by empty set or null set? Consider the following sets. So the given set A is equal to x such that x is an element of real numbers and x squared plus 1 equals 0. So for set A, for us to determine the elements, we need to solve again for this equation. Okay, so let's try na lang class support kasi maliit lang ang space sa PowerPoint. So, given the set A class, x such that x is an element of real number, and we have x squared plus 1 equals 0. Okay, so para natin malis yung elements natin class ng set A, we need to solve again for this equation. We have x squared plus 1 equals 0. Okay, so we isolate yung constant on the right side. We will have negative 1. So you will think of a number or numbers that when you squared it, the answer is negative 1. Can you give me a number that when you squared it, the answer is negative 1? Meron ba tayong value ni x na makukuha na pag in-squared mo siya, ang sagot negative number or negative 1? Wala, class. This is how we denote empty set or null set. Bakit? Wala tayong number class na makukuha pag in-squared mo ay negative. Kasi pag in-squared natin even the negative number, ang sagot laging positive. Okay? When we square negative number, the answer is always positive. Ganun din sa positive number, when you squared it, it's always positive. Ibig sabihin, hindi tayo makakakuha ng value ni x na magkakaroon ng negative na sagot. Clear? That's why this, for set A, it's an empty set. Clear? Next. Set B. Set B, we have x such that x is number which is greater than 7 and less than 5. Can you give me the elements of set B? X such that x is a number which is greater than 7 and less than 5. Can you think of a number na mas malaki sa 7 pero mas mababa sa 5?
Wala po.
Okay, so therefore, set B is also a null set. Okay, we denote null set by this symbol or this one. B. Clear? Are we clear with that?
Yes po.
Okay, next.
Yes po.
So we're going to differentiate equal and equivalent sets. Given this, set A, we have 1, 2, and 3. Set B, we have 2, 1, 3. Okay. Set A and B are equal sets. Why? Set A is equal to set B. When we say equal set, we have the same elements. We have same elements, same number of elements. For set A, what are the elements? 1, 2, 3. Set B, we have 2, 1, 3. It's just the same. Order doesn't matter. So therefore, set A is equal to B. Next, we have set D. The elements are 1, 2, 3. For set E, the elements are A, B, C. So, do you think, are they equal? Do they have the same elements? They
No
have
po.
same elements? Do they have the same elements? The
Wala po.
elements of set E is 1, 3. The elements of set E are A, B, and C. Are they equal?
No, ma'am.
They are D is an equivalent. So we use the symbol for equivalent. When we say equivalent class, we will just consider the number of elements. Okay? The number of elements of set D is 3. The number of elements of set E is also 3. They are equivalent set. Okay? Pag equal sets, dapat pareho ng laman ng elements. Like this one, A is equal to B. When we say equivalent, we are just talking about the number of elements. Okay? We are not looking kung same sila ng elements. We are talking about number of elements. If we are talking about equivalent. Okay, again, two sets are said to be equivalent sets if they have same number of elements. Okay, but they are equal sets if they have the same number of elements and also they have the same elements for us to say that they are equal. Clear? Naintindihan yung pagkakaiba ng equal and equivalent set?
Yes po.
Yes po.
Next, how about disjoint? Disjoint sets class, two sets are said to be disjoint if they do not have any common element. Okay? Do not have common element. Okay? A set is disjoint if they do not have common element. Ibig sabihin, pag pinakita natin yan sa Venn diagram, this is set A, this is set B. Dahil wala silang common element, they are disjoint, ang tawag dyan. Clear? Kasi walang common eh. Tulad ng rational and irrational. Kasi they are opposite to each other, di ba? Ang rational number can be written in the form A over B, where B should not be equal to 0. Sa irrational, kabaliktaran ng rational. They don't have common elements. Okay? So, like for example, set A, we have 1, 3, 5. And set B, we have 2, 4, 6. Set A and B are disjoint sets because they don't have common elements. Even this one, set D and E are disjoint sets. Okay, because they don't have common elements. Clear? Another example. Yes, Queenie.
Ma'am, yung example po dito sa disjoint set po, nasa number 1, mako-consider rin po ba silang equivalent set po?
Yes po, that's why here I told you that set D and E are also disjoint set. Okay, Queenie?
Okay po, thank you po.
And set B is x such that x is disjoint of x squared plus 6x plus 8 equals 0. Or A and B are set A and set B disjoint sets. Okay, for number 2, set A we have 2, 4. And set B we have x such that x is a solution of x squared plus 6x plus 8 equals 0. Are A and B disjoint sets? So before we can say if they are disjoint, we need to determine first the elements of set B. So we need to solve again for set B class. We have the equation x squared plus 6x plus 8 equals 0. So again, using factoring, you think of a number that when you multiply it, the answer is 8. When you add the two numbers, the answer is 6. So what are those numbers? So when you multiply it, the answer is 8. When you add the numbers, the answer is 6. Yes. Dinglasan.
Try po ulit. Negative 4 and negative 2.
Negative 4 and
Negative 2.
2. But when you add two negative numbers, the answer is negative. Okay, nice try. Yes. Silver Ann.
Positive 2 and positive 4 po.
All right. So when we add 2 and 4, the answer is 6. When we multiply, it's 8. So therefore, we have x plus 2 multiplied by x plus 4 equals 0. You equate the factors by 0. So we'll have x plus 2 equals 0 and x plus 4 equals 0. So x plus 2 equals 0, solve for x, so x equals negative 2. X plus 4 equals 0, so x equals negative 4. So you need to solve the equation, find the value of x. So we will have negative 2 and negative 4. Okay, now the question is, are A and B disjoint sets? Okay, so
No po.
A and the answer is yes, because they don't have common elements. The elements of A class 2 and 4. The elements of B, we have negative 2 and negative 4. Do they have common elements? None. So therefore, set A and set B are disjoint. Clear? Are we clear with that?
Yes po.
Okay, next. So send ko na lang yung screenshot ng example. If A, another example, number 3. If A, set A is equal to x such that x is a vowel of English alphabet. And B is y such that y is an element of natural numbers and y is less than or equal to 5. Okay, for set A is equal to x such that x is a vowel of English alphabet. So what are the elements of A? Can you give me what are the vowels? Yes, Paula Joy.
Apo, A.
A,
E.
A, E, I, Q. Okay, how about our set B? Set B class, y such that y is an element of natural numbers. So you think what are the natural numbers? And just considered natural numbers which is less than or equal to 5. Ibig sabihin, may line sa baba, ibig sabihin kasama si 5. So, what are the elements of set B? Natural numbers are counting numbers. Yes, Medina.
Try lang po.
Yes,
1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 po.
very good. So those are the elements of set B. The question is A equal to B? Is A equal to B? Yes or no? And why? If it's yes, why? If no, why? Anyone? Yes. Kaval?
Try ko lang po.
Yes.
Equivalent po silang dalawa since po parehas po sila ng numbers ng sets po.
Very good. They are equivalent sets. They are not equal, but they are equivalent set. Yes. Okay. Next. Another example, number 4. Which of the following sets are finite or infinite? Set A, we have x such that x is a point on a line. And set B, we have y such that y is an element of natural numbers and y is less than or equal to 50. Which of the following sets are finite or infinite? Set A, is it finite or infinite? Raise your hand if you want to answer. Set A class x such that x is a point on a line. Yes, Emmanuel.
Ma'am, for me, it's infinite po kasi wala
Very
pong
good.
well-defined na point kung saan po.
Very good. And a line class are continuous on both sides. On x or y axis, it's continuous. So therefore, set A is infinite set, and of course, set B is finite. There is a restriction for the y. Y are set of natural numbers, but the value of y is less than or equal to 50. Okay, less than or equal to 50. Ibig sabihin, 1 up to 50 ang laman ng letter B natin. Clear? So letter B is a finite set. Is that clear?
Yes po.
Okay,
Yes po, ma'am.
next. Another example, number 5. Which of the following sets? So set A, we have x such that x is irrational. And x squared minus 1 equals 0. So it means that yung value na makukompute natin dito should be irrational. Again, what are the irrational numbers? Excuse me. Irrational numbers class are numbers which is not a perfect square, not a perfect cubes, non-terminating, non-repeating decimals. Those are irrational. Lahat ng hindi natin kayang isulat sa P over Q na form. Those are irrational. Okay? So that is the for set A. And for B class, we have x such that x is the element of, what symbol is this? This is for integers, set of integers, and x is only between -2 and 2. Which of the following sets are empty? Okay, so bago natin yan masagot, you need to solve first for the given equation. Yes, hindi nagtataas. Emmanuel, for set A, what are the elements of set A? Yes, Emmanuel.
Ma'am, for me po, yung given na po yung A kasi po, natakal po natin kanina na wala pong equivalent para magkaroon ng -1 pag in-square po yung.
Very good. Hindi tayo makakakuha ng value ni x na when you squared it, it should be negative. But here, iba to, hindi to plus. X squared minus 1 equals 0. Pero ang sabi kasi ni Emmanuel, wala tayong makukuhang number na pag in-squared mo, negative. Tama yon. Pero ito ang given equation, Emmanuel, ay x squared minus 1 equals 0. So we'll have x squared equals, so we're going to isolate constant on the right side. So we'll have x squared equals 1. Meron bang value na pag in-squared mo ang sagot 1? So we square root both sides para ma-cancel ang squared. Kasi 1/2 times 2, the answer is 1. Ang square root class ay naka-raise sa 1/2. Kaya, magiging sagot dito, x. Kasi, 2 times 1 half, or 2 times 1, 2. Divide by 2, 1. So, magiging x na lang. So, para matanggal ang squared, we square root both sides. So, x here is positive, negative. Kapag kinuha natin ang square root class, and we are dealing with equation, dalawa lagi ang sagot. Okay? Pero pag expression lang yan, halimbawa, square root of 1, the answer is 1. Yung principal root lang ang binibigay. Pero pag equation, dalawa. So, we have positive, negative, 1. Because, when we squared 1, the answer is 1. When we squared negative 1, the answer is also 1. When we squared negative 1, the answer is also 1. When we squared 1, the answer is 1. So, dalawa ang value na pwede. Positive and negative 1. Pero, is positive 1 irrational? What do you think? 1 is what? Is it irrational? It's a natural number. It's also a whole number. 1 is an element of natural number, whole number, integer. It's a positive integer, rational, and also a real number. It's rational, class. It's not irrational. Okay? Even negative 1. Negative 1 is an element of negative integers. Diba? Negative integer, also a rational number, and also a real number. So, nasunod ba na ang x daw dapat ay irrational? No. So, set A is an empty set. Set B class, it's, of course, merong laman. Set B is x such that x is an element of integers. By mga integers, we have negative and positive numbers. At ang value daw ni x nasa pagitan ni negative 2 to 2. So, ano yung mga yon? Kung ililist natin ang laman ni set B, we have negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2. Sabihin may laman si set B. So, ang sagot dito, set A. Are we clear? Can you follow? Okay, next. So let's continue. So again, so we're done with empty or null set. So this is how we denote null set. Or yung curly bracket. And then next is singleton set. Consider the following set. Set A, we have x such that x is an even prime number, as there is only one even prime number, namely 2. When we say prime number, class, we have exactly 2 factors. 1 is a special number. It's not prime. Kasi ang factor lang naman ni 1, 1 times 1. So isa lang ang factor niya, which is 1. Si 2 is a prime number, and it's an even, right? 2 is even number, and it's a prime number. Kasi ang factors ni 2 ay 1 times 2. So we have 1, 2. Again, what are the prime numbers? When we say prime numbers, class, we have exactly 2 factors. Exactly 2 factors. Like, for example, what are those prime numbers? We have 2, 3. 4 is not, it's composite. Kasi ang factors ni 4, 1 times 4, 2 times 2. So, meron na tayong 1, 2, and 4. So, lagpas na siya sa dalawa. 5, 6 is not a prime number, it's composite. Kasi sa 6, meron tayong 1, 2, 3, and 6. 7 is also a prime number. 8 9, 10 are composite, 11, 13, 17, 19, and so on and so forth. 23, 29, 31, okay? So we have infinite also set of prime numbers. But these are the prime numbers. Set A class is an example of single tone set. From the word single, isa lang kasi yung laman ng element, ng set na yun. When we have this, set A is equal to x such that x is an even prime number. At ano ba yung even na prime? Kung napapansin nyo, yung iba ay puro odd. Okay? Si 2 lang ang nag-iisa. Kahit ilis nyo pa lahat yan, isa lang. So, ang laman ni set A is a set which has only one element is known as singleton. Clear? Are we clear with singleton set? Pag isa lang ang laman na element ng given set, ang tawag doon ay singleton. Clear? Okay, next. So we're done with this equal and equivalent sets. Na-skip ko pala yung singleton. Disjoin sets, we're done with that. And we're done with that examples. Okay. We're done with finite or infinite. And then empty set, we're done with that. And we're done with this example also. Okay, which of the following are single tone? So word type. Number 6. Single tone. So the given set is set A, we have x such that x is an element of an integer and x minus 2 equals 0. Which of the following sets are singleton? Okay, set A, we have x such that x is an element of integers and x minus 2 equals 0. So when we solve for the equation x minus 2 equals 0, so to solve for x, so lipat natin negative 2 on the right side, it becomes positive. Is 2 an integer? Yes. Okay. So set A, the element is 2. So set A is a single tone. Next, set B, y such that y is an element of real number and y squared minus 2 equals 0. Set B is equal to y such that y is an element of real numbers and y squared minus 2 is equal to 0. So we're going to solve again for the equation for us to determine what are the elements of set B. So we have y squared minus 2 equals 0. So we're going to solve for y. So y squared equals to isolate your constant on the right side. To find the value of y, para mawala yung squared, we extract the roots. So we square root both sides. And again, square root and squared, nawawala na yung power. Nagiging 1 na lang ang exponent. So magkakaroon na lang tayo y equals, again, this is an equation. If we square root both sides, dalawa lagi ang sagot. Positive, negative, square root of 2. So ibig sabihin, ang laman class ng set B ay dalawa. We have positive and negative square root of 2. So therefore, dahil dalawa ang laman ng set B, it's not a single tone. Are we clear with that?
Yes.
Yes.
Dami pa pala. Okay, so we will continue this on the fourth week. So next week ay asynchronous. Kaso, sige, magsisenda lang ako ng yung continuation nito ng video ulit. Kasi mahaba pa yung next niya eh. Okay? Para sa fourth week of October. So next week again, October 19, asynchronous. October 26, we'll have a review for the coverage of your midterm exam. Okay? So, sisend ko tong copy ng PowerPoint ulit and yung screenshots para meron kayong ma-review as for reference. Any question? Kasi mag-8 na.
Ma'am?
Yes?
Ano daw po? Pwede po bang mahingi yung video recording ng class po? Kasi bumabagal po at times yung internet connection. Kaya parang may mga nalilito po.
Hirap kasi ang laki kasi siya, ang laki ng file niya. Kaya kung i-upload ko siya,
Matagal.
oo, matagal. Tapos, malaki yung space na nakukuha niya sa Google Classroom. Kaya hindi ko ma-send din sa Google Classroom. Mapupuno eh.
Okay po. Thank you po.
Sige, i-ano ko na lang. Kung papayag ang lahat na i-post na lang, i-ano ko na lang. Bawal kasi yon for data privacy, makikita yung mga pangalan nyo. Pero, if you have, tawag dito, pumayag naman ang lahat na i-post yon kasi madali yun i-post kung sa